I'm gonna take you out to the parade with me. Yeah, we gonna be out.
Hey, I know you from out there. Is you good over there? Is
Hey,
you good over there?
yeah, they love me over there.
Got cool that they don't like to see you winning. They wanna see you in a penitentiary. I need me a little baby who gon' listen. Girl, I don't wanna be the one you ignorant. My mama told me, boy, make a decision.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Clutch Talk podcast / YouTube / We Do It All. As always, I am your host, John. Happy to be here. I know y'all probably thinking, where Junior at? You know what I'm saying? My brother, my co-host, he couldn't make it this week. Had some things come up, but that's okay. He'll be here next week. But we had to bring a real special guest on, man. For this week, we had to bring my guy Terrell on. This is my dog, y'all. This has been my guy since first day of college, man. So T, man, talk to him, introduce yourself, let him know a little bit about you.
For sure. Thank you, John. Yeah, my name's Terrell. People call me T. We went to SF State together and whatnot. Yeah, I'm just living life out here in SoCal. Got a little clothing brand. Mess with it.
Okay. Let us know about that. What you doing with the clothing brand?
Oh, for sure. I mean, it just released in October, but it's called Common Sense Apparel. Just new, we have streetwear. We just getting started, really. Like, I got some sweatpants coming out next week, I think. But
you got a lot more to come.
Oh yeah, for sure, a whole bunch more. Like, just getting started. I'm telling you.
Definitely. I'm excited to see. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the Common Sense Instagram right there. You guys make sure you guys go follow that and go get you the Common Sense Apparel, man.
Hey, mess with it. You feel me?
For real. But anyway, man, so today we got a real special episode lined up for us, man. We got today is who is the better buyout candidate. There are two real big names, but there were other candidates that were honorable. Jeff Teague, he got bought out and he went to the Bucks. Gorgie Jang got bought out, went to the Spurs. Blake Griffin, as we know, got bought out and went to the Nets. But what we're here to talk about today is the two biggest names is Andre Drummond, who went to the Lakers, and LaMarcus Aldridge, who went to the Spurs. So T, talk to me, man. Who do you think got the better buyout candidate and why?
Well, honestly, I'm gonna have to go with the Nets.
Okay.
You already know, gotta represent. That's my team. But look, LaMarcus Aldridge going to the Nets, it's only gonna enhance the super team we already had. So it's like, if you add in one, we needed size and more rebounds. Granted, LaMarcus Aldridge isn't, Andre Drummond, but like, he's still going board up. We still got some size down there. And on top of that, he's a veteran. So like, he's well, experienced in the game. He could really just hold down the fort really when, KD is out or Kyrie, James Harden. Because honestly, all we need is one of them on the floor. If we're being honest, like, we see what James Harden's doing, like,
for real
candidate. Like, but yeah, I just think that Andre Drummond is, like I said, he's a good pickup for the Lakers and whatnot, and y'all definitely needed him. But I just think that LaMarcus Aldridge, that's nice experience, and that's nice. Like, he could shoot, we could stretch the floor, all that good stuff. So.
Okay. Okay. Well, so I have a question to you. So, Twitter like blew up as soon as LaMarcus Aldridge signed with the Nets, and they were acting like this is 2012, 2013. Are you one of those Nets fans that just think LaMarcus Aldridge is going to be that 2012, 2013 LaMarcus, or do you understand that he really isn't going to be all that he used to be? He's 35, averaging 13 points per game, 4 rebounds on 46% from the field. So, like, do you think that? Because I've heard some people like Max Kellerman. He says a player needs to be happy to play well. He said that LaMarcus Aldridge wasn't playing well on the Spurs because he wasn't happy. Now that he comes to the Nets, he's just going to be back to beasting. I don't know if I believe that. So how do you feel about that, T?
Well, how I feel is that, like I said, we all know that LaMarcus is good. It's not like he's not a good player, and like like I said. He's been in the game for a minute now, and he knows what he's doing. I don't think, if I'm being honest with you, do I think he's going to, relive the old LaMarcus? Like, I'm not gonna really say that, but like I do think that he's gonna contribute to the team in parts that we need, helping. Like I said, we could always have more shooting. I think a jump shot never really goes. Athleticism and all the other stuff does, but if you could shoot, you could shoot. So
if you could shoot, you got a spot on any team in this world.
Yeah, you feel me? So it's like, I don't think that's gonna really be like an issue, and I think that's the part. Like, I don't think we should set the standard. Like, oh yeah, we should put him. LaMarcus should be like that 13, 14 LaMarcus. Like, that young LaMarcus. Like, nah, let him rock, because that veteran LaMarcus is still good. Because when he was with the Spurs, like, he held it down. Like, so.
Okay. And what about on the defensive end? Because that's where I have my struggles for the Nets, because I the Nets never struggle offensively. The second that they got James Harden on, even before they got Harden, they weren't struggling offensively. When you have Kevin Durant, arguably one of the best pure scorers of all time, you're not going to struggle offensively. But on a defensive end is where most people like wonder about the Nets. And I don't know that if the move of getting LaMarcus Aldridge and Blake Griffin really improves them on the defensive end. So how do you feel about that? Because I don't think that neither are great perimeter defenders nor real interior defenders, although LaMarcus Aldridge is like 6'11" with a 7'2" wingspan, but he's not like a Rudy Gobert, right? Or Andre Drummond big body, or a AD big body. So talk to me about the defensive end and how you feel about that.
Yeah, honestly, defensively is going to be a battle. Like, obviously, because like you said it, they're not really that much. They're not known for being that presence on like the defensive end. So I do think that we still might struggle a little bit. However, the pickups that we did pick up, I think, those are great, starts, I guess you could say. Like, because Blake Griffin, he's not the best defender, but he can defend, So it's like all we can hope for is just that, like, he'll be there when the time's right, So it's just, I don't think, and like you said, LaMarcus is 6, LaMarcus is big. Like,
yeah.
So that's going to help us. Like, we're not going to lose that much. We're not losing anything in size and nothing like that too much, like, compared to, like, Andre Drummond. Like, that's not that big of a difference. Obviously, Andre Drummond pulls, more boards down. But, like, it's like I said, it's going to be a battle, because we still got KD, We still got DeAndre if they decide to play him. So, like... it's still gonna be like, it's kind of, for me, I feel like it's a toss up. Like, I feel like it's gonna, AD gets boards, yes, and Andre Drummond and Bron get boards, but it's like after that, it's like nobody. Who else is really getting boards like that? Maybe Montrezl Harrell. Like,
okay. So as a Nets fan, so I have to ask you, like, what. Probably the Lakers, but I'll ask, what team threatens you most? Is it the Lakers?
The Lakers threaten me the most. I'm gonna be honest, the Nuggets. The Nuggets is gonna be nice.
Like, they threaten you more than the Lakers. You're keeping it 100%.
I wouldn't say that. That's okay. Nah, the most is the Lakers. I'd probably say the Lakers. But then now that you guys got Drummond, I'd say the Lakers. But honestly, if I didn't have Drummond, nah. I say
okay. So who is it? Is it Goat James, or is it Baby Goat that's threatening you? Like, who? Like, because I feel that LeBron James and Kevin Durant. Although I think LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. When you put LeBron James, Kevin Durant on the court, like, their talent is gonna. It's going to kind of, like, wishy-washy. Like, Kevin's going to get his, LeBron's going to get his, no matter what. You're not going to be able to stop that. So, like, my question to you is the Anthony Davis factor, because, like, again, like, I don't see LaMarcus or Blake or DeAndre doing anything to get close to stopping AD. So, like, what's the answer for AD? That's my question. What's the answer for AD?
I'm going to be honest. If it was last year, I would be kind of nervous, because I'd be like, what, we really don't have an answer saying that if it was the same team, because AD was really hooping last year. This year, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen nothing from AD this year. Coming off a championship, coming off a championship, bro. Come on now, like
no, you definitely right.
This should have been his year where he's like, yeah, Bron helped me get that chip, but I'm really the dog. Like, you feel me? And I got him on fantasy, and it's not really hitting.
No, you're right. You're right. He's definitely not playing to where he needs to be playing.
So right now, that's why in my brain, I'm thinking like mentally, maybe AD is not here. Maybe he was relying solely on Bron. Do I think LeBron is the greatest player right now? Arguably.
Hey, T, I'm gonna have to use it as a sound bit.
I'm gonna be honest, because you already know how I feel about KD. KD is really heat. Like, he's really but yeah, I've always been I always respected LeBron. I think he's, you feel me, to go to the league right now, for being honest, like, just everything taken into account, yeah, he's probably the best in the league. But,
okay.
But yeah, I just don't feel like AD this year is not being that role that he's supposed to be. And with that being said, and all them injuries and everything taken into consideration, and Bron getting hurt, it's a minor sprain, but like,
yeah,
that's taken into account. Yeah, it's still taken into account because they're not playing together.
Yeah,
that's what you need. You got new players. You need chemistry. Like, so that's the one thing I like about the Nets as well. It's like, we're building, we're playing. James Harden is playing. Like, only people that haven't really been playing is KD, and Kyrie is like in and out. But we're just building that chemistry, and it's making us stronger. It's just getting us comfortable. So okay. I don't know. I feel like the answer to AD is like, man, right now we don't really need an answer to AD because AD hasn't shown me nothing.
Okay, so as of right now, you're just kind of like gonna let him self-destruct. By the way, let him play the way he's playing.
As far as what we've seen this season, yes. Like, unless like I have Laker friends, and they're just like, yeah, AD's just gonna come in the playoffs, which he might. You never know. Like,
I think he'll come alive in the playoffs. Yeah. I'm not a fan of like doing like, oh, I'm not going to try in the regular season and try in the playoffs because you can't just turn it up. Just keep it playing the whole time through. But I do think that AD will step it up. But I don't know, man, because I agree with you. He hasn't been that AD that we know of, and I've heard a couple of rumors that he isn't as hungry. He won the championship. He got to the top of the hill, and now he's like, all right, well, shit, I accomplished it. Well, what the fuck? What else do I need to do?
Exactly. People are human, and sometimes they don't know the next step. People are saying back to back, and I know he may be thinking back to back, and LeBron's saying back to back, but it's just like, is he really going? You feel me? Going to put the work in? Because like,
is he mentally back to back?
Mentally back to back, exactly. So like,
yeah, I hear you.
I don't really know about that yet. I'm like, because unless something just spark up, like you said, and then he could just pick it up and it's like they're rolling, like, because then it'll be a different story. Like, because even without Bron and AD, like, oh man, we seen the Lakers, and I was like, okay,
yeah. Lakers without Bron and AD is tough. It's kind of hard. It's hard.
I said, okay. I can say the same without our 3 stars. Like, it was tough because we played the Nuggets. I'm pretty sure, and we got smacked. Like, no, we played the Jazz. And Donovan Mitchell was getting on.
Like, D Mitch. All right, so then so about the 2 buyout pickups, with Blake and Aldridge, who do you think will have more of an impact, and will it be an immediate impact? Or how do you feel about that? Will any of those guys start? So just talk to me about those 2.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Well, one, I think, if I'm being honest, I think Andre Drummond is going to have more of an impact for the Lakers. Because why? I was telling a whole bunch of people that with them losing Dwight and JaVale from last year, like, they lost a lot of size. Like. Man. And they only picked up Marc Gasol. And it's like, okay, Marc Gasol and Montrezl Harrell, and they're not even bigger than the 2 people I just named. So it's just like, I know that Andre Drummond, I'm pretty sure he's going to start. Like, because Marc Gasol, he's not that presence down low that they need. They need boards. Like, especially with AD, like we just said, has been shaky and not playing. You need boards. Like, and Bron is, you feel me, not playing. It's like, Bron is probably the second leading boarder. Rebound on the team, so it's just like I just don't don't think that. I don't know. I feel like LaMarcus is gonna have an impact on the Nets, like because he's like I said, he's a veteran, and when you have veteran and then young players that are like hungry, because like that's what I like about the Nets. These young players is hungry. Like they didn't have nothing literally last season. Like last season they didn't make the playoffs and it was bad. Like and now it's like okay, wow, we're about to go to the finals hopefully. Like so it's just I don't know. I feel like that him being around them is gonna really coach them. But as far as like the team, I think Andre Drummond is gonna have an immediate impact because he's just big. Like he be getting boards and he get. That's exactly what they need right now. Like,
yeah. He definitely was the perfect fit for the Lakers. So will Andre Drummond? I mean, not Andre Drummond. Will LaMarcus Aldridge be able to accept his role? That's my question to you because the man has never. I'm looking on Basketball Reference and looking at his minutes played per game. Rookie year 22, then 34, 37, 33, 39. He's never played under 20 minutes a game. He's coming onto a team where he's fifth option, maybe fourth. Will he even get 15 minutes a game? And if so, like the ball's definitely not going to be ran through him. Will he be able to accept his role? How do you feel about that?
I think so because like what we've seen that people are willing to accept roles for championships. Like that's just what it is. Like you feel me? And with him not being the first, second, or maybe even third option like on his team, yeah, it's going to be different for him, like, but knowing that what he can get in the long run probably be more satisfying, like, and I think he can accept his role, play this position, and truth be told, like, you could get some buckets because like playing with James Harden, that's a playmaker, like that dude. You see what his numbers, like
he makes it better.
He's gonna get you the ball, like, so it's like. He's gonna get you open shots, pick and pops, all that good stuff. So, and like that's what I'm gonna love. Like that pick and pop is gonna be nice. Like, and so I just think that he's gonna do his thing. Like, just like with Blake got to get acclimated. Like, he's not like the big dog on campus like he was in Detroit when he was playing there. Or like, one of the main options. Like, when being a role player, there's nothing wrong with being a role player. Like,
nothing wrong. Role players win championships.
Exactly. Like there's a lot of good teams out there with just a lot of good role players. Like I wouldn't say bona fide stars, but
the Jazz
is a prime example. Like they only really got two stars. Like, and if you want to call Rudy Gobert a star, like he's all.
That's a stretch, but
so, but Donovan Mitchell's a star. So it's like. But everybody else it's just a well-oiled team. Like they can just do their thing. So I don't know. I feel like he's gonna do his thing.
Okay, and so you just mentioned James Harden making other players better because he's such a playmaker. And first thing that came to my head was the new Nets center, Nicholas Claxton. Man, he's came out of nowhere because of James Harden. James Harden has made his game because all he has to do is set those screens, roll to the hoop, and be ready for that lob, be ready for the little dump off by the hoop. And he's made himself a name now in the league with being able to do that, playing next to James Harden. But now that leads me to my question to you is, with LaMarcus Aldridge coming in, like LaMarcus Aldridge isn't, like you mentioned, he's going to be more of a pick and pop. He's not going to be more of a pick and roll. He's, they're not going to have the pick and roll to the hoop and let me throw LaMarcus Aldridge a lob. It's more going to be a pick. Let me pop let me fade out and get a jumper because when they double James Harden. So my question to you is, if you're Steve Nash, do you play Nicholas Claxton to have that lob threat, that athleticism, or do you go with a LaMarcus Aldridge to have more of that, that veteran presence, that more that pick and pop in crunch time? Who do you go with, and who do you end up giving more minutes to, Claxton or the veteran LaMarcus Aldridge?
That's a tough one. Personally, depending on how the game is going, like it would just have to depend. Like, because honestly, if James Harden is rolling with Claxton, then I'm gonna let that go because like I've been seeing it. That's good young talent. Like definitely. He's been doing his thing. Like he's athletic He can finish by the rim. He can finish with contact. Like
Jared Allen.
Hey, man, Mini, like yo, he's I'm very impressed by him for sure. But then again, like if the game is going and like sometimes you need them two veterans just to hold it down, like because we know at the end of the game, LaMarcus is gonna hit shots, James Harden is gonna hit shots. So
yeah,
now it's like okay, who are you gonna guard? Like, and I feel like even in a perfect world, you'll be able to play like both in a sense, like because like I said, always being able to stretch the floor. I feel like LaMarcus can play the four really. Like,
okay, and then putting Claxton like the 5.
You can.
Okay.
You can. I feel like you can, like, and that would just make the team bigger as well. Because like, mind you got KD at the 3. That's oh man, I don't know. There's not 1 3. I mean, there's nobody in the league that can guard him, but like, there's definitely not 1 3 that can guard him.
So who? If you're Steve Nash, if Terrell is the head coach, and they say T, who you gonna play, Claxton or Aldridge? Who you gonna give it to?
I'm gonna be like, LaMarcus.
Oh, LaMarcus. Okay. I like. So you're gonna go with the veteran and to have more of that pick and pop option. Okay, I like that.
Been there.
Okay, I like that. Well, TA, that was good. So I'm gonna tell you why I think that Andre Drummond was the better buyout, and the Lakers got the better buyout candidate. As I go through my points, feel free to just stop me whenever and just bring up any rebuttal points. So. Okay. The reason why I think that Andre Drummond was a great fit and the better buyout candidate for the Lakers is because, as you mentioned, he's a perfect fit for the Lakers needed. The Lakers needed a rim protector because they're losing Dwight and JaVale. He fits that. The Lakers needed a lob threat, somebody that they can dump it off to when LeBron is coming down lane and just dumps it off like how he used to JaVale and Dwight. He fits that. He's a real 5, like a real big body that can bang, that can bang with Jokic, that can bang with Embiid, that can bang with Rudy Gobert, like these real 5s. He's a real 5, and he allows AD to play the 4 because AD's publicly said it. He does not want to play the 5. He wants to play the 4. So him being there, he fits that as well. And at the end of the day, he's another big man who's a lob threat to run a pick and roll with GOAT James. Like, come on, man. That's GOAT James running a pick and roll. Like, that might be one of the I'm not going to say the best decision makers of all time, but he's a great decision maker. He's an absolute great decision maker out of the pick and roll, man. And I mean, immediately, Drummond brings 17 points per game, 13 rebounds, 1.6 steals, and 1 block. But what I really want to highlight is the 4.7 offensive rebounds. Like, dog, like that's so many more second chance buckets. Like the amount of second chance buckets that is insane. And like how you mentioned earlier, losing Dwight and JaVale hurt the Lakers like so much. It hurt them on the defensive end, hurt them on the boards, it hurt them on the offensive end. But with Drummond, you get a better scorer, in my opinion. You get a better rebounder, a better defender in where they were. Like if you take prime Dwight Howard and Andre Drummond as a defender, I'm taking prime Dwight Howard, of course, but Dwight's not prime Dwight Howard anymore. All right. Drummond leads the league right now for the most 20-point games and 20 rebound games. And as we know, the Lakers are the most efficient when they're on the fast break. Andre Drummond's rebounds are definitely going to start that fast break. LeBron loves to get that ball and just boom, outlet, run. For the last 9 years, Andre Drummond gave us 16 points and 15 rebounds. He's averaged that. So you add him on the Lakers, right? And that, like how you mentioned, playing with playmakers make you so much better. He's given you 9 years of 16 and 15 playing with nobody. In playoff games, he hasn't won one. He's 0-8 in the playoffs, right? Now and he's putting this 16 and 15 being 0-8 in the playoffs. Now you put him with a playmaker like LeBron James. You put him in a great system that Frank Vogel got going on, and you put him next to baby goat AD. What?
Say baby goat like.
So to me, adding Andre Drummond really also gives AD like more of a leeway because in my opinion, the Lakers' biggest threat to Nets. Like I'm not looking at any other team. I'm looking at the Nets. I'm just saying, when is the finals? Because it's going to be Lakers and Nets, and that's going to be a basketball match made in heaven, right? But I don't think that the Lakers could win without AD being 100% healthy. Like if AD is 100% healthy and LeBron's 100% healthy, I'll be honest with you, I don't think there's not a team in the league that could beat him in a 7-game series. But if AD isn't 100% healthy, I think that the Nets could beat him. But with Andre Drummond coming on this team, I'm okay with having AD at 70%. I believe that we can still win because you just added another big and you let AD play the 4. That's what he wants to do. That's what he wants to do, man.
He can do what he want to do, but you got to play. You got to play. That's what you do have to do to show that what you want to do is play the 4. All right, you got to play. Because we ain't even seen him play. He played like 20 games this season.
Okay, so how do you feel about that defensive nightmare lineup of AD, Andre Drummond, and LeBron? That doesn't afraid you? It's scary as a Nets fan?
Offensive lineup, no, it doesn't, because our offensive lineup is so ridiculous. Nobody on your team can guard about 2 of our players.
Who?
2 or 3. Nobody can guard James Harden. That's gonna be the worst matchup in whoever you guys decide to throw at James Harden is going to be rough. We already know. He's giving him 40 and 15 and then whatever he wants to do on
40 and 15, T? Come on, T. That's high. That's high.
Bro,
40 and 15.
Bro, I can pull up the game he just had 44 and 14 the other day.
Okay, but the Lakers are the number 1 defensive rated team in the league.
Who's going to guard him, though? Who's going to guard James Harden? He's like y'all ain't giving him. Giving him 40 in the playoffs last year.
No, I feel you, T. But we're talking about a 7-game series when you get to game. T. We're talking about a 7-game series that you get to game plan against a player. And okay, if basketball was 1-on-1, yes, James Harden would go for 100. But basketball is not 1-on-1. There's help defense. Like the Lakers aren't just gonna let their player get toasted.
If you're hitting shots, the name of the game is hitting shots.
Okay.
You make more buckets, you win the game. Is that not facts, John?
Yes, no, that's facts. But you're not going to be able to hit a bucket if you blow by your player and you got Andre Drummond.
Okay, but listen. Who are you going to put on James Harden?
I agree. No, I give you that.
One name. Say one name.
I give you that. I give you that. I give you that. As a matter of fact, when you said that there are 2 players that we are not going to be able to guard, I thought of James Harden and Kyrie Irving because everyone
not KD and LeBron match up.
Exactly.
But when it comes to y'all, definitely don't have a point guard for Kyrie.
Exactly. I see. T. I agree with you. T. I agree with you. But I'm saying, I agree with you. But I'm saying it's not 1-on-1. It's not 1-on-1. You can, yes, whoever we put on Kyrie, whoever we put on James Harden is 9 times out of 10 gonna get burned. But that 10 times out of 10, we're gonna have help defense in AD, Andre Drummond, and LeBron.
Look, not everything is in the paint. Are we a paint team? No, we've seen that. We're not a paint team. We can hit threes. We got Joe Harris who's hitting like whatever, bro, he can shoot the lights out the gym. Bro, we have too many shooters. We have just like, for instance, the Warriors. Were the Warriors a down in the paint team? Absolutely not. But what did they do? Hit more shots. That's what they did.
But
they hit more shots, John. They hit more shots than every other team. And that's what it comes down to.
But you're acting like I'm over here saying we, man. I'm over here letting the mic bleed with my my Lakers pride. But look, but you're acting like the Lakers don't have shooters. The Lakers what? T. I was gonna say something, but I'm not. I was gonna say that the Lakers have the deepest team in the league, but not anymore. Not anymore. But the Lakers at the beginning of the season had the deepest team in the league. They definitely had the deepest team in the league at the beginning of the season. And T, we still have those players. We still have Dennis Schroeder. Like, you forgot about Dennis Schroeder and Montrez.
That's what I'm thinking, who's going to guard Kyrie, and it's going to be massacre. It's going to be nightmare. It's going to be a nightmare at the Staples Center.
Yes, but Dennis is not. Hey, Dennis is not no scrub. He's gonna get his.
He's not a scrub. He's gonna
get his offensively.
he's not no scrub, but he's not no. You can pull up the stats. He's not no scrub, but he's not no Kyrie.
Like definitely no, definitely no. I will give you that.
Tier. Like you know how you got the tiers in 2K. Like
yeah,
Kyrie's tier 1. Like Dennis Schroeder might be tier 2. Like
no, I will give you that. The Lakers are gonna struggle on the perimeter, but I think that the Nets do not have enough to beat them down low. Like man, because the thing is, like, look, I agree. I look, AD has not been playing well. I agree. But man, when AD is playing well and when Bron is playing well, those are the only two those are 2 out of 3 players in the entire league that can play 1 through 5 and can guard 1 through 5. LeBron and AD can play offensively and defensively 1 through 5. So can Kevin Durant. That's the only other player in the league that can do that. And we have 2 of those players on our team.
That's facts, but yeah, that's cool. That's cool, but they still gonna have their task already at hand. Like LeBron's gonna have KD all game. Like that's going to be,
and KD's gonna have LeBron.
And yeah, you feel me? Like that's why I didn't even say that. Like that's cool. And like you said, the only person is like, AD. Nobody's really matching up, quote unquote, with AD. The only thing that AD, and the one thing about AD is like he's not that person at the rim. Like, you know, like he likes to shoot. You feel me? He likes to hit the little mid range. That's his game. Like
face up game.
He has play ball. Like he could do his thing. Like so, like that's why I'm like, well, if he's hitting shots, and you feel me, and that's the game. But if you're missing shots, that's why I'm like, okay, if you're not hitting shots, that's opportunity. And it's like if he's not even playing right now, it's like, okay, if he's not even hitting shots, I don't know. Like that's why I'm like, I don't know how, you feel me, AD is gonna play in 2 months from now. Like I don't know how. I mean, I kind of know how LeBron's gonna play. LeBron is gonna do what he do. But like, you feel me? There's a lot of for me to say that the Lakers are gonna win the championship. It's just too many variables. Like your bench is not that deep. Our bench is pretty solid, like you guys is. Like it's not like the benches are not that different. Like, but then again, I do think that like for me, somebody like Jeff Green is one of our better like bench players. That's like a piece.
Okay, question. But sorry to cut you off. But so yeah. Who would you take if you had a pick between Jeff Green and Montrezl Harrell?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm picking Jeff Green.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
I don't. This season, Montrezl Harrell. Maybe last season, Montrezl Harrell. Oh yeah. I don't know. Yeah, give me Montrezl. This season, Montrezl Harrell kind of shaky though.
What? Like, but the thing is, okay. So I watch every NBA game, right? And I've seen Trez, and the biggest reason why I believe that Trez isn't what he was last year is because he's playing under. I mean, he was playing under AD and kind of having to share that shine with Mark. On the Clippers, it was just him. Who was it? Zubac? like who was 20?
That's facts. That's why I was like, I don't know. And mind you, he was still coming off the bench with the Clips, but it was just him. Like you feel me? Zubac wasn't I don't know. It was just a whole different game from Zubac and like whoever they had. Like, and I don't know. I'm watching this year. Like I don't watch every Laker game. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I do tune in, and it's like I don't. It's like is it me or is Montrezl kind of like, man, like an understudy, like you said, like. And then AD has been out, and it's like, okay, well, he's not out. Oh, well, Montrezl, he's going to get more minutes and whatnot, more usage.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, Marc Gasol is not really that type of bang down player either. Like he's more like a stretch big. Like so, it's like, why aren't you putting up the Montrezl, grime, grit and grind buckets like you was doing on the Clippers? You feel me? Like when him and Lou came in the game, it was different. Like it was the pace just was different. Like
definitely.
So I don't know. That's why I'm like, well, Montrezl. Honestly, y'all can keep him. Like, I'll take Jeff Green. Because Jeff Green, he going to knock down shots. He's nice on the defensive end. Like, he's willing, like, that is a defender. Like, you feel me? And he know Bron. He know Bron. So, you feel me? Like, he know what he going to do. So,
he already know Bron.
That's why I'm going to take Jeff Green. I'm going to be like, play with the man. What is he going to do? What is he going to do?
Okay, and then what about your what about the bench with Bruce Brown, and then so would you rather take Bruce Brown or a KCP?
I see. I knew he was gonna say something like that. Bruce Brown is a new dog for me though. You feel me? Like you can't compare Bruce Brown to KCP. I feel like you can compare like somebody like sham it to KCP.
And who would you take?
I'll probably take KCP on the low. On the
KCP
low.
on the low.
That's on the low though. That's on the low because I'm be honest because like we all know KCP be shaky though.
Yeah, he could definitely inconsistent.
He be tripping. That's what I'm saying. Like because that's why I'm like Shaman last year. Shaman hasn't shown me he was Shaman last year. The Shaman last year was getting buckets. Like
yeah.
Ever since he's been on the Nets, I've been like watching him and I'm like he's doing his thing, but his field goal percentage went down. It's like, okay, like, you feel me? I'm trying to look at seeing like, why is he hitting shots? He's getting the bench minutes, like, because we don't really have like, I guess like a leader on the bench, like as far as like guard, like we had Spencer Dinwiddie because we was missing Dinwiddie, but yeah, I like Tyler Johnson. Tyler Johnson's nice. Like
Johnson is nice. I like.
He's nice, bro. So he got the little left hand jumper, and then so who else we got? We got TLC. TLC solid. He's showing me good stuff. Like Claxton's nice, bro. Claxton's nice.
You like Claxton?
No, Claxton is nice, bro.
I like Claxton.
No, because I'm like, yeah, he remind me of like. I don't know what he remind me of. Like when you said Jared Allen, I was like, it kind of remind me of that. Like,
yeah.
But he's athletic and like his drive is like, he's with it. Like,
yeah, he definitely could be a problem. I just think he needs to hit the waiver room this summer. He needs to get just solid.
He do like if he put on a good like 20-30 pounds, he'd be a monster. Like, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I feel like we got one of the better benches out, if I'm being honest. Like, I feel like we're gonna be. Depends. Like, if everybody coming, everybody playing. Like, if Joe Harris is coming off the bench, like that's a nasty bench piece. Like, if I'm being honest, that's better than like 90% of your bench, pretty much. Like,
you know who's nasty, and I feel bad. I feel bad that he's not playing this year. Spencer Dinwiddie, dog. If he was playing, it might have been over. It might have been over. Spencer Dinwiddie.
He can hold it down. He can hold it down on the bench. That's what I'm saying. It's over with. Like
Spencer Dinwiddie's a bucket getter, bro.
But
I felt so bad when he tore his ACL. I was like, it's over for him. Okay. All right, T. So, enough of that Lakers and Nets. Let me ask you about the Eastern Conference. Who is your biggest threat and challenges you most in the Eastern Conference?
Okay. Well, this year I'm liking it because it's actually like we got a lot of competition in the East. Like
it's not just gonna be two teams in the finals. Like we don't know who it's gonna be.
We're saying it's two teams. It's our team. It's like, man, this year I'm so happy that the league is starting to transition though to like. A lot of teams are trying to, load up and whatnot. Because, like, I remember everybody was just like, the Western Conference is just, the hard conference, the tough conference.
Yeah.
Like, and the Eastern Conference is always just a walkthrough, mainly because Brown was just walking through that thing. But, like,
for real.
Being honest, like, it was just Brown walking through every time. But, like, but yeah, like, I think the Bucks is going to be, a player in the playoffs. If I'm being honest though, I think the Heat is gonna be a little matchup once they get gelled up. Like with Victor Oladipo, like mind you, they just went to the finals. Like,
definitely.
Granted, they're not having the best year, like, but they did just go to the finals. So like, you still gotta take that into consideration, and they didn't lose nobody. So I'm like, that's a solid team. Jimmy's a good leader, and Victor's a good leader. So it's like they could do their thing, and so I think that would be. Just the Heat, the Sixers been hooping. If Joel is healthy,
that's what I was about to say. He was
MVP candidate for me. He was MVP candidate. I was like, I'm not gonna lie, like Joel might be MVP because he's been coming back and like he'll be injured, come back for like 6 games and demolish everybody, and then go injured and be injured again. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like,
you gotta play.
Yeah, that's crazy, but.
Hey, T, it's crazy that you said he was your MVP candidate. He's my MVP candidate too. As much as I think GOAT James should get it this year, Oh my God, Joel Embiid been playing on a different planet, man. And for those of y'all that haven't checked out the MVP candidate episode, make sure you guys go check out that the MVP candidate episode. We talked about our top 5 MVP candidates, man. Make sure you guys go check that one out. But hey T, so the Sixers, man, because that's a problem. That Joel dude is a problem.
Hey, he's a problem. So I'm gonna be honest, like he's a problem, but they don't have enough guns
around him.
Yeah. So it's like I think they a problem of, definitely for the Heat, definitely for the Bucks.
Yeah.
Like for us, not so much. Like because Tobias is a dog too, but after that, I'm gonna be honest, Ben Simmons is whatever to me. If I say that, that's going on the record. Like Ben Simmons is whatever to me. But
T, I'm so happy you just said that. T, you have no idea. On this podcast, I have shunned that nigga Ben Simmons so many times because to me, how are you gonna be a point guard in 2021 and not be able to shoot? And it's not even that he can't shoot. It's this that Brett doesn't even try. He doesn't even try to shoot. That's what bothers me most. It's like, okay, you can't shoot, that's fine, but like if you're a point guard and we run a pick and roll with you, I'm just gonna double Joel Embiid because you can't shoot.
But make you shoot a difficult shot at the rim, like you feel me? And
exactly.
Pull a bro jump shot, like.
And if you go to the free throw line, you probably gonna miss. So in my team, I'm so happy you said that, T, because I've always been saying this. Joel Embiid is literally useless. I mean, not Joel Embiid. Ben Simmons is literally useless in a half court set. He's only good going downhill, when he's on the fast break, because then he's good. But in a half court set, when you're just not running, he's useless because you could just double the big man. Man, T, I'm so happy you said that, T.
Bro, I can't take it, bro. I agree with that, bro. It's just like, man, it doesn't take that. I wouldn't say it doesn't take that much to learn how to shoot, but if you try hard enough and you put enough reps in, you'll start to develop a dunk shot.
This is your job. This is your job. You have nothing else to do. Just like you get paid millions of dollars. You don't got to worry about feeding your family. You don't got to worry about that. Just go to the gym and learn how to shoot, man. Like I have no excuse for Ben Simmons, man.
Man, so that's why. That's the main reason why it's like, okay, Ben Simmons he's not really a factor like that because like we can meet him at the rim. If that's the point, if that's the case, we could just meet him at the rim. Like, and Joel Embiid, we're gonna already be at the rim because Joel Embiid is a dog and he's gonna do what he do. If I'm being honest, like if he's gonna play us, he's gonna do what he do. We're just gonna have to focus on not letting him beat us. Like, and if we do that, we limit Tobias. Tobias is veteran. He got a little jump, J-ball, but. I feel like we could definitely stop him, and then after that, it's like, okay, we're pretty much golden.
It's really with the Nets. It's just like we're gonna score more points and you're gonna score. Like it really just is that.
That's just what it is. We're gonna score more points. We're not the best defensive team. We're gonna try to be better though because we did pick up a couple people.
Yeah.
But. We're just gonna score more points. Like that's how I'm feeling. Cause like everybody, that's all I can say though too. Because we're not the defensive team. Because we don't got Andre Drummond and AD and from at the rim. Like all I can say is like, you know what? Y'all better be scoring. Like you feel me? Y'all better score.
Because we're gonna be scoring. For real. And I think that's exactly what they think too. They're like, you know what? We're gonna give up what we give up on the defensive end. If you score, you score. But I bet we're gonna score more than you score.
I bet we're gonna score. Like, so that's how I'm feeling. Like, and yeah, that goes for the Sixers. Bucks they're a good team. I'm not gonna downplay the Bucks. I'm not gonna downplay the Celtics too, because I ain't mentioned them either. The Celtics are nice, but they're
having a down year.
I'm be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I wanted Andre Drummond to go to Lakers. I did want him to go to Lakers. If I'm being honest, because I wanted to see the matchup. Because I was just getting y'all cheating. Oh, y'all, it's not fair. Whatever. I literally wanted him to go to the Lakers. But if I'm being completely honest, I did want him to go to the Celtics too.
The Celtics would have been great for him.
That would have been crazy. Tell me that wouldn't have been crazy.
Him and JT. And JP.
Oh my gosh.
That would have been crazy.
That would have been nasty because that's exactly what they need. Because Tristan Thompson is he's not shit.
They got rid of Daniel Tice. They needed a big.
Him off. I was like, bro, they didn't even get that much size in return. And it's like, okay, so
they only got Robin Williams. It really isn't that great anymore. So,
yeah.
man,
Man, that would have been insane, bro. I did want that. I did want to see that. I know JT is just praying like, yo, please just give me this big, because I swear I'm gonna go to the finals. I know JT is thinking that.
He'll get buckets. If he gets a big man like that,
he's a dog. I'm not even gonna hold him. That's like one of my favorite players to watch right now. Because like to see a dude that big with that pack, like with that skill set, that guard package, like that's not like Paul George got it, but like I even feel that Jason Tatum got even a little bit more like smoothness, just because he was working with Kyrie. He was in his bag. So
when you watch JT, it's just like a well-oiled machine. Like he moves so fluidly.
Everything is
those
so
in and outs, the step backs.
Everything is efficient, bro. Like it's like, man, I just be thinking like, how did you get like that clean with it? Like everything is just like you said, the ball is on the string. So
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like that would have been a good pickup for them for sure. But yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really too worried about the Eastern Conference. We did get a lot better, like as a conference, but it's like I'm not too worried. Like the Raptors, nah, they're not.
They're not it. They're not it.
Like who else?
They got rid of Serge and Marc Gasol. Yeah. They're two starting centers.
Yeah, like that's not gonna work out for them. They was thinking about even shipping off Lowry, so it's like, man,
it's just.
I don't know. Like I don't think there's like I said, the only two people like I guess that I'm like considering to be a threat in the East is like Sixers, Bucks, maybe Celtics, but honestly not the Celtics too much, like because they don't even have no size. Like we're just gonna bang them down low, like honestly, and we're not even like that type team. But I promise you, they're gonna Claxton.
Bang him down low. Honestly, bro, KD could bang him down. KD really 7 feet tall, bro. KD really 7 feet tall.
Nice. So yeah, that's gonna be nice though. Like, I feel like we're not gonna cruise. Oh yeah, Miami. I forgot Miami. That's gonna be solid. Because if Bam is the player that people think he is, and that we all know he is, to be honest, like he's a dog. Like Bam is really nice. Like he got J-ball.
And I was about to say he's getting that J-ball this year. He's getting that J-ball.
J-ball. Hey, I've been watching Bam. Bam is nice. Like he's earlier in the season, he was getting busy. Like he was cooking. And so I don't know. I feel like that's gonna be nice. Like Tyler Hero is doing solid. Like they got a team full of role players too. So it's like you never know with these role player teams. They like to shock the world. Like to be honest, we seen it last year. Like nobody thought Miami was going. Honestly, everybody was like Bucks and Lakers. Everybody was like Bucks and Lakers. That's what I wanted to see, to be honest. But like, man,
Giannis choked. But all right, T. So we've talked about all the skill set things, man. So let's just talk about the locker room as a Nets fan, and keep it real with me. Do you think this job will be hard for Steve Nash? Because I mean, whether they're washed players or not, they still have a prime James Harden, a prime Kevin Durant, a prime Kyrie Irving, a washed Blake Griffin, but Blake Griffin was definitely like something big at some point. So he's definitely got the ego in his head. They got a washed DeAndre Jordan, who got an ego in his head, and they got a washed LaMarcus Aldridge.
Do DeAndre got an ego? I really don't think he do.
You don't think he got an ego?
I don't think he do, if I'm being honest. Like, the way that DeAndre's had his good games where he was spazzing, like, 18 and 18, and then he's had like 6 points and 4 rebounds. It kind of depends. Like, I feel like, honestly, he's looking to get started. Well, he was. Or he's just he's looking to get started, or he's just in relaxed mode, kind of just filling in the position. Like, and if he honestly does the filling in the position one, it's cool. It's like, because like you said, man, we still got a couple prime players, like prime time. Like James Harden might be in his ultimate prime right now. Like,
yeah, he really might be.
Almost Super Saiyan. Like,
and it's crazy. We thought he was in his prime when he was throwing up them crazy numbers in Houston.
That's funny. We really did. We really did. We was like, he just did what? First game? Like, what? Like, yeah, I remember. He had 40 the first game. Like,
yeah.
What?
That is crazy.
Come on now. So, but yeah, I think.
So you don't think that the egos will be a problem in the locker room? You think that'll be
so.
fine?
I feel like egos as a whole, like, if I'm being honest, it's gonna be tough for Steve Nash just to cater to everybody. Because, like, obviously, how is that not gonna be, like, a problem? Like,
yeah.
You got too many big names. You got Kyrie, you got KD, James Harden. Like, these are 3 stars. Like,
who's used to, like, being him.
Exactly. But Kyrie and KD are boys. We all know all 3 of them is really boys. So it's like, I feel like the egos is going to be held to a certain limit. Like, it's going to be like, okay, yeah, I'm KD or I'm James Harden, but we are the Nets, though. We are trying to win a championship. Like, and it's like, James Harden, he ain't got no ring. Kyrie got a ring. KD got 2. Like, he ain't got nothing. So he's like, bro, I did not leave the Houston where I was the man, you feel me, the legend over there to come and lose. Like, I know he's not, like, you feel me? That's just not what he did. Like, and we've seen it. Like, he's been putting up crazy numbers ever since he joined the team. Like, damn near had a triple-double, like, every game. So, like, I feel like egos is not going to be a problem. And then go, like, for Blake, honestly, I feel like Blake is just starting his bounce back, if I'm being honest. Like,
his bounce back, you think he's starting it?
I think he's, like you said, he's washed. So I feel like he was doing this, and he was on the Clippers. He was doing this thing. Then he went to Detroit, and it was just like, you feel me? It just kind of like, it kind of messed him up because now he's not just catching lobs and then playing with CP, who was a point guard. So it's like, you feel me? It was a different ball game for him. Like, he had to create buckets.
He became the best player, so every team started game planning strictly for him.
Exactly, not for CP. Where it's like, okay, we got to guard CP so he don't throw the lob, or you feel me?
Yeah.
And it's like, now you got to create for yourself. You got to do all this other stuff. So it's like, it kind of messed him up. Then he got hurt. And now I feel like, and then everybody's starting, oh, Blake Griffin's trash. Oh, Blake Griffin is this and that and that. So it's like, okay, so now he switches teams. And now he's like, okay, well, now I'm starting to get acclimated. You feel me? Let him get his little minutes in. It's like, me, I'm not in a rush. Like, playoffs is, you feel me? They coming up, but we still solid, man. We still watching March Madness right now. Like,
yeah, come on, man.
We're not watching. I ain't watching basketball. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't watched a basketball game, NBA game since March Madness. This thing has been crazy. I'm being 100% with you, but yeah, but I'm like, I feel like if you give this man some time, we got to get LaMarcus in there, get him some time. Like, do I think he's gonna be old Blake, and do I think that he's gonna have that old Blake ego? Nah, I feel like he's just gonna be happy to be there, happy to get a ring for sure. Like, same with LaMarcus. Like, LaMarcus won a ring. Like, all these old veterans, that ego, I feel that ego stuff is gonna get put to the side. Like, man,
you win a championship.
Ring. Yeah, you want that ring. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you feel me? Like, that's, you can say that with, like, Dwight Howard last year. Like, Dwight Howard, that's a pretty big ego, like, right there, because, like, he was wild.
He got coaches fired. He got all this stuff. He almost got his career canceled because he had such an ego. And he came back and went to the Lakers.
And now he got a ring, and now he's like, well, shoot, I'm a champion now. I'm cool. Like, you feel me?
For real.
What we really worried about is next year. Everybody get that ring.
All right, T. So then, T, last question. What is the pecking order for that Nets team? Who says, all right, man, go ahead. This is this you. Because we get it that it's James Harden, Kyrie, Kevin Durant, however you want to break it down. But who is like 5 seconds on the shot clock? 5 seconds on the clock. Go give me a bucket.
Whoever's open. I'm being honest.
Whoever's open?
Out of them 3, whoever's open. All 3 of them the game in the shot. Let's be honest, like, bro.
No, yeah.
If you're guarding, if any team is guarding the Nets and y'all got 3 open play, y'all got KD, Kyrie, and James Harden.
That's definitely tough.
It's like, okay, if you're like, bro, you gonna swing it to Kyrie. If Kyrie is open, he's gonna hit the shot. If James Harden is open, he's gonna hit the shot. So honestly, whoever's open, really, if I'm being honest. But as far as like the pecking order, like, I feel like this is how it should be. Like, if I'm the coach and I'm T Nash. I'm like, yo, look, I'm about to have James Harden running the 1, right? Because we've seen what he does. Kyrie is a better 2. He likes to shoot. He likes to, you feel me, have the ball in his hands. So we're gonna run him at the 2. It's beautiful. And then after that, you feel me, I will put KD at the 3. Because if you put KD at the 3, now it's like, okay, we got some size. We got some size, and nobody, you feel me, besides the Lakers is really messing with us. And then we put LaMarcus at the 4. We put LaMarcus at the 4, and then we put either Claxton at the 5 or DeAndre at the 5. Whoever's playing like the big at the 5, we need some size down there. Because whoever we pretty much going to be playing against is going to be big. So it's like I would do that. Like personally, that's what I would do. Or if we wanted to do it, I mean, another option I was thinking was Blake at the 4, LaMarcus at the 5, but I'm like, Blake not a defender like that. And if we go up against a team like the Lakers, he's gonna get ate up by AD. So it's like, feel me?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what I would do. But in the perfect world, you bring Blake off the bench with Joe Harris and then Tyler Johnson and all them. That's beautiful, in my opinion. Like with Jeff Green, like that is going to be nice. Like, so I feel like the pecking order would definitely be like James Harden, play through James Harden. Right? Like I feel like play through James Harden, but knowing that you're playing through James Harden, you got 2 other superstars on the wings. You feel me? Like
who can get a bucket at any time.
Get a bucket. So it's like, yeah, I can play through this man. But like, let's just say, you feel me? You beat James Harden, beats his defender, and the next defender stunts too much, and KD is open. Or Kyrie's open. Like, so it's over with. Like, so that's why it's like I would do that, because right now the focus is kind of on James Harden right now, because he's been going crazy. He's been going insane. Like KD hasn't been playing. And Kyrie is just like, when he does play, we've seen the numbers he put up. So it's just like, you could only like, as a defending team, as an opposing team, you can only kind of just hope for us to miss, or one of them to miss, or hope that one of them passes it to the 4 or the 5, LaMarcus. But then again, if you pass it to LaMarcus,
that's not a terrible option.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
that's not a terrible option.
So like, that's why it's like, man, I feel like with the Nets, there's just a lot of options. Like, to the point where it's like there may be even too many options. Like, so.
Man, I'm excited. Hey, I'm excited for
I'm
this year's playoffs.
Because like my team, like, it's been facing some time, like, some doubts. Last year they was talking a lot of smack about my man Kyrie. I've been hearing a lot of smack about Kyrie. Like, Kyrie ain't nice. Like, I don't know. Like, especially I got some friends that are Celtics fans, and they really don't like Kyrie. They hate him. So it's like,
I have absolutely no problem with Kyrie on the court. Kyrie on the court is a monster, killer. But with just my only problem I'll hold with him, man, is that whole off the court issue. Like, you can't just leave, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's treating this job like people treat a regular 9-to-5 job. Like, my dog didn't show up for his birthday. He didn't go on the trip. And then people are like, Kyrie's not here for personal reasons. Come to find out, it's my dog's birthday. I'm like, what?
Yeah, nah, that's facts. If I gotta agree with you on that one. Like, that's the only thing that I'm kind of worried about. I know he's not gonna do that crazy stuff in the playoffs.
Man, but if he do that, man, I don't think he'll do that.
I'm okay with the sage. Like, you can do that in the playoffs. I'm smooth on that. But don't be dipping off. Like,
don't be leaving without telling nobody.
Don't be dipping off for the birthday, or if you feel me, you hungry or whatever it is. Like, I'm cool. Like, but like you just said, when he's there on that court,
he's there.
Like, so that's why it's just like same thing like with AD. If you're being honest, if he's there and he's really got his mind right, like he's a problem. But the other part is the part where you take the chance, Like, yeah, I feel like with Kyrie, it's a smaller chance because, like, he is getting paid millions of dollars for this, and he, feel me, yeah, he did not show up for his birthday, which I'm like, I get it, like. I get, you feel me? I wouldn't show up either.
All that money,
man. I'm getting money, man. What you talking about? I ain't showing up on my birthday. Like, what? Taking a 3-day vacation. But hey, people are human. So you never know.
Definitely. But that's it though, man. Hey, T, thank you, man. Thank you very, very much for coming on on this, talking to us. Man.
Thank you. I appreciate being here.
It was fun, and you know what? We get a chance to see that finals preview April 10th. The Lakers and the Nets are playing coming up like 11 some days. The Lakers and Nets are going to play. I don't know if they'll both be at full strength. I doubt it.
Yeah.
I doubt it. So it'll probably be more of like what our benches are capable of. But man, am I excited for the playoffs, T?
Hey,
This gonna be crazy.
I'm excited. You already know I'm gonna be calling you. You already know I'm gonna be calling you.
T, if
phone up, I'm gonna be blowing it up.
If we got a finals Nets versus Lakers, we might have to do a podcast after every single game recap.
Man.
We might have to do a recap every game.
Hey, we might have to do a podcast. I'm doing a play-by-play. I'm doing a play.
Hey, we could bring the screen. We could break it down and do it all, T.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, look, I'm gonna have the X and O's and everything.
Yeah. Definitely. But hey, T, you were a great guest, man. Thank you very, very much for coming on. Thank you for talking to us, and you know what I'm saying, just giving us your time over here at Clutch Talk, man. We really appreciate that.
Not a problem, man. It was cool being here, man.
It's all good. Well, hey, as always, everybody, make sure you guys follow all our Instagrams. I'm gonna make sure to go ahead and put Terrell's Instagram right there. I'm gonna put his personal Instagram right there, right in his little bubble, and I'm gonna put the Common Sense Instagram. Make sure you guys go check that out. Go ahead, T. Hey, show him the shirt real quick, T. Yeah, y'all see that, man? Common Sense, the heartbreaker.
Hey, yeah, this was from the Valentine's Day capsule, but hey, I got some other stuff like we talked about earlier on the way. So be in tune.
Stay tuned for that, man. Make sure you go follow T on all of his social media platforms. And I'm going to put the Clutch Talk Instagram right here. Make sure you guys go follow that. That's where we drop all episode updates. That's where we drop NBA interactive polls. And we just talk about basketball on there. Make sure to follow our Twitter too. We over there. We debating on there. I just be constantly just tweeting whatever, man. Come debate with me on Twitter, man. But
comments.
But there you have it, everybody. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. As always, hit that subscribe button. And we growing. Make sure you subscribe, whether you on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you at. Hit that subscribe button and just have a good day, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited to see if the Lakers and Nets are gonna make it to the championship, and I'm excited to do these episodes with T if the Lakers make it to the championship.
Yes, sir. And I'll be excited for that parade, man.
Hey T, I'm gonna still take you up on that bet. You said you was gonna fly me out to Brooklyn and you was gonna take me to the parade. I didn't forget that, T. You said you was gonna fly me up.
I'm gonna take you out to the parade with me. Yeah, we gonna be out.
Hey, I know you from out there. Is you good over there? Is you good over there?
Yeah, you know they love me over there. You know.
You hella funny, T. But there you have it, everybody. T, thank you, man. All right, y'all. Clutch Talk out.